IGT, baby.
What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we got to talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw, the go home show for Backlash. And man, this was very good. You know, Monday Night Raw was fast pacing, got in, say what they needed to say, you know, got our matches and all, and ended at a very good time. So I love the pacing on how they have Monday Night Raw going, and you know, hope that they continue to do that and then some. So this was good. We got a lot to talk about, especially what happened on the show. You know, from the start of it and even leading up to the main event one. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So we had the rival Roman Reigns coming out of the car, and they was doing the contract signing of him and Jacob Fatu. So instantly, Adam Pearce is right there, and he's trying to explain to Roman, you know, about Jacob not being there, but you know, Roman ain't trying to hear it. You know, Roman, he's fed up after what happened last week, where he had the tongue and grip, you know, locked in and all, and how that whole thing went down. So, you know, he's already fired up. So he's wagging his way towards the gorilla position, saying, yo, play my music and all. Like, I ain't wasting no time. Let's get this shit situated, to where Pierce had to tell him, Jacob's not here yet. So you're going to have to wait. Meanwhile, in the midst of that, you see Seth Rollins side by side with him, and I like how they just teasing us a little bit, like they're going to, you know, potentially feud again down the line. So Seth Rollins let him know, like, you're in my way. So they playing Seth Rollins music hits. He proceeds to go, and as his music playing, and he making his way towards the ring, out of nowhere, you see Braun Breaker running with a sense of urgency, hits the shit out of Seth Rollins, and of course, you know, this is when the crash outs was about to begin. So as it's happening, you know, you see him, he hits Seth Rollins with a spear and all that, and they're gonna JG security guards all coming in trying to separate Braun Breaker, you know, from Seth and all. And Seth even made his way towards the ring. And once Pierce and them trying to move Braun out the way, he looked for the right time to where they didn't, he catch him slipping. Wasting no time, shoot right past him, go right in the ring, and spear Seth Rollins again. And completely packs him up. Oh, which we thought he did. And, you know, do that to make a statement. So, through the duration of the show, you see Seth backstage and Jackie Redmond, you know, actually like, you know, how you feeling? And, you know, how they feel about what happened earlier in the show, you know, what Braun Breaker doing to you. So what Seth was saying, you know, this is what I expected. And always tell him, like, if you seize the opportunity, go and attack it and handle your job. But said what Braun failed to realize is that he didn't put me down. Like, he didn't kill me. And that was going to be his biggest mistake. And he said, I'm still walking right now, and I still got a fight left. And left it at that. So as he left off, later on in the show, we end up getting Joe Hendry taking on Austin Theory. So in the midst of that, of course you see Logan Paul gets involved, and you know the numbers game was going to play a point in this. So as they jump at him, here come the Street Profits, just like last week. They come out there and even the odds, you know, try to take out the Vision and all. And when it looks like everything was going good for the end, Braun Breaker comes out of nowhere, getting attacks Montez Ford and all that stuff, even takes out Angelo Dawkins. So when he he's setting up ready to spear him and shit, and Seth Rollins end up grabbing Braun Breaker's leg and bringing him down and all, and then they'll start fighting and brawling and stuff, and Seth end up getting the upper hand. And when it looked like he's about to hit him with a curb stomp, you see Montez Ford rushing to his area, but he does this flip from the ring outside, landing on the Vision and everything. But once Seth Rollins took us out the ball, he turns around and comes Braun Breaker spearing the shit out of him again, and completely, like, he's done at this point. So it's like every time that you see Seth Rollins and he thought he had an opportunity to take advantage of a Braun Breaker. Braun ends up spearing the crap out of him, and it's just becoming a loss at the loss. Every time he tried to get his hands on him. So you saw the friction backstage where him and Montez Ford, and he's telling Montez like, yo, thanks again for getting in my way when I'm trying to handle Braun Breaker. And he said it's not about you. And again, we're here to handle pitches with the vision and all. And you keep interacting with all of this. So Seth is like, we on the same page. We got one goal in mind to take the vision out. So you stay out of my way. I'm gonna stay out of your way, and leave it at that. So we'll see how things turns out. But the way how Montez Ford, how he's feeling right now, especially towards Seth, it's like, bro, I can't trust you right now because of everything that you did, and you're the one that caused all this. You created this. Now look how it happened. Like, so how the fuck I'm gonna trust you? So we bound to see more interaction with them down the line. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get that. So I feel like it ain't gonna be a one-off situation. So that's how the whole thing went on throughout the show. I also want to talk about the Judgment Day, and backstage you saw Liv Morgan, and she's talking to Roxanne, and we was pretty much saying that I wanted to talk to you about Finn Balor. Oh no, Roxanne tell you, is it about Finn Balor? She said no, because JD was going to handle that. But I'm going to bring this conversation up about you. And what happened, like saying that she saw Raw last week on Netflix and saw how Finn Balor made his way into the Judgment Day clubhouse, and let him know like, we got problems with him, but yet here he is in the clubhouse and he's talking to you. And we're saying like, well, can I trust you in these situations? Because yet again, we know what Finn Balor is capable of and how he turned his back on the family. So Roxanne tried to plead her case, like, Finn was there. Like, Finn was there, I'm not going to deny that. But what I told him was that you better get up out of here before you get hurt. So you see Liv's kind of like understand it and all, but she's still keeping a close eye on Roxanne, was saying that, well, while you're here, I'm going to need you to not keep any secrets from me and all. And just trying to like really baby her, so to speak, like as if she has no control, over the group and all. And you start to see it a lot more now. That's why I feel like it is going to be a turn, from her, whether it happens at Backlash or anytime down the line, we're bound to get it. So that's, there's no denying that. So we'll wait to see, but it was a good point to bring up. Then it was a match, they have right after where it was JD McDonough versus Finn Balor. Solid match and all, but you see Roxanne comes out, and then you saw Raquel and Liv Morgan make their way as well. So we knew it was going to be some interactions, throughout the match, and them being interfering in it. So in the midst of that, Liv Morgan, she passes hammer to Roxanne, who goes around, and it was a certain spot where Finn Balor was by the ropes, and she actually hits him with it. And of course, JD, his big ass headbutt Finn, covers him for the 1, 2, 3, and they end up winning the match. So I guess you see she's trying to stay in her good graces with Liv in the Judgment Day, up until when the timing is right, and she ends up turning on him. So we'll see how the whole thing turns out. But that was a very good segment, and I love what they're doing with Roxanne and planting the seeds to when she potentially turns on her. So I can't wait for that to happen. I also love the interact. Oh, before I get to that, with Asuka and Io and their promo, we did get a contract signing with Soruka, and that she's officially on Monday Night Raw. So I love that to happen there. And then you saw Becky Lynch come out, and she's talking about how this is supposed to be my celebration and all, and she bring up the open challenge that happened last week, and Io answering the call, all those other stuff. So Soruka wasn't playing about that. Like, you come in here and you interrupted me and all, and we're saying that, yo, if you do that, like, I'm gonna pack your ass up, like, and kept it straight up. So when it looked like Becky was about to attack Soruka, she gets out of the way and hits Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is fired up now, and he barking on Becky, so he gets up out of the ring. So now she's kind of pissed off about it. You see Soruka, she's about to hit the Soul Snatcher, but she kind of botches a bit and went up and then hit it again. So, I thought that was, a little crazy to see, but you know what? Mistakes happen. It's nothing you can bash her head in about. Botches happens in WWE. It's always about how you recover from it. And I think she recovered well, despite that little one-off situation there. So, it's good that we see her, on Monday Night Raw. I feel like she is going to be in the feud with Becky. And as I expected when the Raw at the WrestleMania, I clearly said, if Soruka's on here officially, don't be surprised if she doesn't go in the feud with Becky Lynch and she wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So, I'm still holding hope on that. And especially how Becky went interrupted, I think we're bound to get that. So we'll see what happens, down the line. So I do want to talk about Io and Asuka, and Io let her know that she didn't want to fight Asuka at all, that she had respect for her, as her senpai and shit and stuff like that. But she felt like Asuka had changed, that she ain't the same Asuka that she once knew years ago, and it's a different side of her. So she's trying to plead her case and all, and of course, Asuka trying to counter that as well and let me know, like, listen, I got no other choice but to fight you just to prove my point that I am ready. So once we got to get to the end of it, they end up being face to face with each other. You see Asuka hits her with the blue mist and all, and one thing we say, don't ever get close to Asuka, because once that blue mist hits your face, it's GG's. So that was crazy to see, but I did love their interaction and all, and it makes me more excited for their match at Backlash. So I'm definitely looking forward to that and all. So I want to talk about the main event now. So Roman, he comes out there with Adam Pearce and all, and of course, aura building as always. Then Pyro Fatu comes out, and he's walking with a sense of urgency. Man don't waste no time, gets into the ring. So before Pearce about to say anything, Roman let him know, like, how he does this. And granted, he's sitting down when he's saying this to Jacob. He's saying, "Oh, Bahar, acknowledge me," but it's looking directly to Jacob as he's saying it with a straight face. Then proceeds to tell Jacob, like, you hear that? That's just not only love, that's respect. And brings up about you talking about how Solo got you into the business, but when it came down to me, I was the one that brought Solo in, which technically means I brought you in. And maybe mentions about you telling Jacob, like, you're talking about grinding outside WWE for 12 years. But what for me, like, I was grinding over 12 years in this business, trying to get opportunities for our family, getting that foot in the door, and letting me know, like, there's a reason why I need to be head of charge, when it comes down to WWE and our family, because it needs to be a system to where how we run things and not trying to rush shot over people and all of that stuff. So he mentions about him using the tongue and death grip, was a sign of disrespect, towards the family. Like, that's a situation you use if you're like in a bar at 3 a.m. when it's like 8 to 1, you use that tongue and death grip to pretty much snap somebody's neck to, get out of harm's way. So you feel like you using it on family is disrespectful to us, and feel like disrespectful to tribal chief. So Jacob Fatu immediately wastes no time. He says, there's one thing I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't my tribal chief. He said, I meant everything when I said I want to take everything from you. I want the benefits of it all, for being a champion, to benefit my household and all of those things that he rebutted. And was saying that, once I do that and I pack you up, even if this is me going through my own blood to do so, he said, I'm going to squeeze everything out this game, that they've been making of us, every dollar, every cent, all of that stuff, and and help my family out. So Roman counterfeits that. He's saying that you keep mentioning about family, forgetting that, I have done multiple families that have been in here. When it came down to me and I put that foot in the door for us, it's to open doors for generations, a generation of kids to put them through school. You talking about all of that. I'm trying to expand past that. You mentioned about, your household and trying to upgrade that. I've been doing that while I was in control as a tribal chief to open doors for everybody's household and not just yours. So you see how he's tapping into that God mode Roman Reigns as he's saying that, and completely was saying that, I told Brother Lesnar, this is all mine. It's like I run every single thing here, and brings up that when it comes down to our family, we equal, and he's standing up and making his way towards the side of where Jacob's at. Why he's saying this? He says, when it comes down to the family, we equal, but when it comes down to this ring, you beneath me. And Jacob wastes no time. Man proceeds to lock in the tongue and grip onto Roman Reigns again. You see Adam Pearce trying to break him up, but it's not happening. Then Roman finds a way to get out of it and try to attack him, but you see Jacob again locking in the tongue and grip every single time. So now it's getting to the point where it's like really taking a toll on him. Hell, you even saw Roman gets out of it, try to hit him with a Superman punch. It was ineffective because Jacob again locked in the tongue and grip and all, and now it's starting to really take a toll. Like he heard the saxophones even louder up until the JG tried to get there, but I ain't face him at all, because the next time that Jacob locked in the tongue grip on Roman, he lifts up and pretty much slams him onto the table and all, and proceeds to sign the contract and let it be known that he is there to beat Roman, win the champion, and reap the benefits of it all. So I thought that was a very good visual right there, to make Jacob even look stronger going into the match on Backlash. And not only that, now it makes it even more interesting. It's like they're going to be trying to kill each other now. Because Roman's going to be fed up. Jacob and his mindset, where he's at. And him being a crash out, what you can expect from him. So I did enjoy this a whole lot, and definitely we'll see what happens now. I feel like we're going to get interactions in this matchup. Probably so. Whether it's the Usos, probably with it's Drew McIntyre. Whatever the case is, I think we're all going to get some interference in here, and we'll see what happens afterwards and all that. But this was fantastic. I definitely enjoyed it as a go-home show and a very solid Monday Night Raw. If I had to give it a rating, I'd definitely give it like 8.5 out of 10. So comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite part of Monday Night Raw. Are you excited for Roman versus Jacob? Are you excited for EO versus Asuka as well? And everything else that happened on the show, you let me know what you felt about it in the comments down below. But I appreciate your love and support. Road to 250 subscribers. Continue to keep God first as the process of anything that you do in life. Your time will come, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Peace.